Sanibonani. Igama lami nguNkosinathi wakamkhize. Ngiyathokoza kakhulu futhi ukuthi ngiphinde ngithole leli thuba lokuthi ngikwazi ukuthi ngixhumane nani. Siqhubeke nokuthi sithulelane ulwazi. Kunento engifuna ukuthi mhlambe namhlanje ngithi ukuyicacisa kabanzi. It has to do with amaphupho. Sekaningi ngithola abantu bethi kunamaphupho enyongo. Kunaleli iphupho leli uma ungalikhumbulanga mase uyitshela ukuthi alibalekile. La kunenhlobonhlobo zamaphupho kodwa ngizoxila enhlobeni ezimbili zamaphupho. Elokuqala yileli iphupho leli ongalikhumbuli. Kwesinye isikhathi ulala uvuke kwazi ukuthi uphuphile kodwa awusazi ukuthi uphupheni. Kwesinye isikhathi ulale ungakhumbuli noma uke waphupha noma uphuphanga. Bese kuba inhlobo yesibili yileyo ukuthi kuba nephupho ovuka ulikhumbula. Ngizobheka lokho kokubili namhlanje. Ake sibukeke kuleyo kuqala ukuthi ulala uvuke ube nephupho kodwa ungalikhumbuli. Mase mhlambe uyitshela ukuthi lelo phupho hayi bengabalekile. Mhlambe asiqale si-understand la lento yokuthi njengoba siphila sabantu we are spiritual beings in a human form, in a physical form. Okusho ukuthi ngamanye amazwi spirit, it is the basis of that which we are, and we are the extension of that which it is. So sincike kakhulu o sithina njengoba siphila kulomhlaba siqhamuka kwelikamoya ngamafuphi. Izinto zethu eziningi zenzeka ezweni likamoya. So kubalulekile ukuthi impilo yethu eningi about 90% yempilo esiphilayo emhlabeni siphila ngokukamoya. Mase kuba u10% esuphila ngokwenyama. Ngiyobe ngichaze lokho ngelinye ilanga. Kodwa okubalekile la yilokho ukuthi fanele siqonde ukuthi siqhamuka kwelikamoya futhi siphethwe kwelikamoya. It doesn't really matter ukuthi what do you label lento ekamoya noma la uqhamuka khona kwelikamoya. Abanye bathi laba kwelikabaaphansi, abanye bathi isezulwini. It doesn't really matter, but okubalekile ukuthi lapho khona umoya lo ophethe wena njengoba uhamba lapha emhlabeni futhi nawe most of the time operator kwelikamoya. Kanjani na? Uma ulele ilapho umzimba one fanele understand ukuthi ngalesikhathi wena ulele umzimba usukuqhubeka usebenza. Mhlawumbe ngichaze kanje. Umuntu uhlukene kathathu. Une consciousness. Ube nomzimba mase uba nengqondo. I-consciousness ixile kakhulu ezintweni zikamoya. Mase kuthi ingqondo, your mind, it's more of your hard drive or it's more of a CPU. Uma ubheka ngolimi lwama computer. Mase kuba khona umzimba. Umzimba uwodwa unobuhlakani bakho. Sinalento esibiza ukuthi innate, the body intelligence. So uma ngabe ulele umzimba uyaqhubeka ngobuhlakani bakho ukuthi wona usebenze wenze lokho okufanele ukwenze. Ukwenza nje isibonelo sobuhlakani bomzimba kuyenzeka ukuthi uthole ukuthi khona la kubhlungu khona emzimbeni. Sothi kade kubhlungu kodwa you were not aware. Later on usuyathola ukuthi hawu yazi kubhlungu kahle la futhi uyabona ukuthi kade kuqalile kwabhlungu. So lapho kushuthi umzimba usuke usuhambile waxhumana nemind yakho so that you can recognize ukuthi kunento eyenzakalayo kwelinye lelunga lomzimba. Ngenza nje kuyisibonelo leso. Mase kuba khona imind, ingqondo yakho ngokujula kwayo. Imind yona i-operator 24 frames per second. So ikwazi ukuthi iprocesse izinto or izigaba eziwu-24 ngesecond. Mase kuba khona lokho esikubiza ukuthi consciousness. I-consciousness yona i-operator 500 million instructions per second. Lapho ke i-consciousness ilokho esithi okamoya. Then mase kuba khona i-bridge between i-consciousness ne-mind. Silibiza ukuthi it's an intuition. Uke wanotice ukuthi kunezinto ozaziyo kodwa wazi ukuthi uzazi kanjani kodwa uyazi ukuthi uyazazi futhi uneshoyo ukuthi uyazazi. Ngoba lezo zinto lezo ziqhamuka from i-consciousness zibe lapha kwi-intuition zize sifike kwi-mind. I-mind then it will then try to interpret ngokwe-capacity yayo, then meseke iyadlulisa njalo lapho kufanele ukuba idlulisele khona. So that's how this whole thing goes, right? So uma ngabe ulele umzimba uqhubeka wenza okwawo ngobuhlakani bawo, nengqondo nayo yenza okwayo ngobuhlakani bayo, umoya nawo wenze okwakho ngokuhlakani bakho. So when uyalala ingqondo yenza okwayo, umzimba wenza okwayo, nomphefumulo or nomoya wenza okwawo. Uyaphupha, umoya loyo wenza kunezinto ezenzakalayo emoyeni. Uyavuka uba emqondweni wakho manje, because ngesikhathi ulele ila wena uvisitha khona obuyela zizothi ubuyela kwelikamoya, whereby kwenzeka khona izinto zikamoya ngokuhluka kwazo. Angeke ngene into details ukuthi kwenzakalani because it differs per person. So uma ngabe usuphaphama ebuthongweni, because mangabe usebuthongweni usukuxhumene namathongo akho, so ingakho ke kulula ukuthi amathongo akho akwazi ukuthi asebenze nawe, asebenze ngawe, because vele asuke ngeke aphazamiseke. Ingqondo isuke separated in a sense, not necessarily ukuthi like literally is separated, but in terms of functioning kuba separated isigaba nje. That is why uthola ukuthi umuntu nomuntu uyalala, because kufanele kube nesikhathi la ozobuyela khona ezweni likamoya, so that you can sort of like uthi reboot noma uthi energize, uthole energy yakho, so that you can come back la emhlabeni uqhubeke futhi usu fully equipped ukuthi how do you go about with impilo yakho nje obuphile emhlabeni, how do you go about with i-purpose leyo sukunikezwe yona ukuthi uyizele emhlabeni. So that is what is happening kahle. So uthi mangabeke ulele, molala uyahamba uye kwelikamoya, and then mase unikezwe lama instructions ngokamoya, uthole training, ukhunjuzwe everything, you connect with izinto zikamoya. Then ke uyavuka wena uthi awuyazi ngiphuphile kodwa ngisakhumbula ukuthi ngiphupheni. Ingoba vele lezi zinto obukade uzithola kwelikamoya vele only necessary needed for umoya wakho, not imind yakho noma ibody yakho. It is for your spirit, it's for your spiritual side, it is for your spiritual purposes. It has nothing to do with imind yakho, it has nothing to do with body yakho, but it has to do with your spiritual side. And hence that is why your mind will not get or take that information or those instructions, because they are too big for your mind at that particular time ukuthi ungathi absorb leyo instructions lawo. Remember, I said earlier on, your consciousness, umoya wakho operator 500 million instructions per second, kanti mind yakho operator 24 frames per second. So there are a lot of instructions that are actually taking place in a spiritual side. Hence, that is why you will dream, you will get the training, you will visit places, because kuna laba bama astral travelers, and kwenzeka izinto zikamoya, yonke into ekamoya. Ayixhumani nemind, ayixhumani nebody, but it's only purpose, it's for spiritual side of you. It gets there or stored there in your consciousness, and when it is needed, when the right time comes, then it will then be transferred via intuition up to kufike kwimind yakho. Hence that thing isiyenzeka. Like for example, there is why uthola ukuthi abanye baba nalento sithi ama danger vu, because uvele usuke ukade uhambile entweni ezweni likamoya, uphila ezweni likamoya, and you get the training, but your mind will never get attached to those instructions, but it will be there with consciousness. When the time is right, then that information, those instructions will then be sent to your mind. Then that is when you will then realize with how ngathi lento ngangayibona before, ngathi lento yake yenzeka, vele yake yenzeka, because it was done with spiritual side. And ukhumbula ukuthi izinto zikamoya, they do not have a distance, they do not have isikhathi as we perceive it. So kungenzeka ukuthi wena uzoyitshela ukuthi ne ukwi future kanti ukwi past. That's how deep izinto zikamoya are for us, and there is more to unpack on that one. Kodwa okubalekile la ukuthi the reason why iphupho ungalikhumbuli ingoba vele it was not intended, those information or that information that was given to you was not intended for your mind or your body at that particular time when it is given to you. But as the time goes on, your mind will then be connected to that particular information that is given. Hence, that is why you will never forget, you will never remember the dream, because really at that particular time, it is not for your mind to remember, but it's only for the spirit, and it will only be released ngesikhathi okufanele kureleaseke ngayo to your mind. So, alikho iphupho elingabalulekile, because iphupho oliphuphayo it's a message from the spirit, whether uyalikhumbula noma awulikhumbuli, but it is important. Wonke amaphupho abalulekile. Ungayikhohlisa wena uthi hayi ngoba nakha ngilikhumbula kusho ukuthi vele bengingabalulekile. No, it is important, and when the time is right, that information will be transferred into your mind. It's only because your mind can only take so much from the spiritual side, and that is why sometimes uthola ukuthi noma ukhulume into ongazange uzoyicabange, and then you will ask yourself later on ukuthi where did I get that thing from? It's because at that particular time, as ukhuluma lokho, information will be retrieved from your consciousness via your intuition into your mind, and then through your mouth, and then you speak it out, and then mesegenzeka. So Then I will do part 2 where I will explain more ngala maphupho ke manje esiwakhumbulayo. But iphupho olikhumbulayo kusuke kuyi information that is of emergency. Ukuthi we will put everything aside, and then this information will have to go straight to mind yakho, and then your mind will then have to process it right there, right now, because isona skhathi okufanele imessage idelivereke ngakhona. So ilokho ebengicela ukuthi ngikudlulise namhlanje. Nginethemba lokuthi lokho engikhulume ngakho kuzowenza umehluko empilweni yakho futhi kuzokusiza. Ngiyathokoza kakhulu nina bogogo, ngiyathokoza kakhulu nina bomkhulu. Namaste.